You know what's crazy? Most people think that musicians who can hear something and instantly play it are born with some special gift, like they were blessed by the music gods or something. But if you've ever tried to develop this skill, you know exactly how frustrating it can be. You sit down at your DAW, you click in random notes, you spend 30 whole minutes trying to compose a simple melody, and you hope that today is the day that something good actually comes out. And meanwhile, it feels like everybody else understands music while you're just guessing. And after a while, you might even start thinking, maybe I just don't have the ear for it. Truth is, playing by ear isn't magic, it's a skill. And like any skill, it can be trained. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how I would build this skill from scratch and why it's one of the most valuable skills a producer can develop. Now here's the problem. Most producers approach this backwards. When they want to improve their ear, they immediately start looking for more information. They learn scales, they learn chord progressions, they learn random chord tricks. They learn all these concepts, but they never actually build the connection between what they hear and what they play. So they know what a major chord is, they know what a scale is, they know the theory, but when it's time to actually create something, they're still guessing. And that's why somebody can watch tutorials for years and still struggle to play what they're hearing. The issue usually isn't more information. The issue is that the information never becomes connected to their ears. So they have knowledge, but they don't have understanding. And those are two very different things. The way I explain it is like this. There's really two systems working together. The first is ear training, and the second is music theory. See, most people focus heavily on one and completely ignore the other. Ear training, to me, is like learning to recognize the sound, but really it's more than that. It's also learning to visualize the sound. For example, if I hear a melody, I can often visualize like what's happening on the keyboard before I even touch the piano. And I may not know the key immediately, but I have a picture in my head of what's happening. And so if you think about it, that's also why experienced musicians can read sheet music so quickly. See, we're not just seeing notes on a page, we're hearing the sound in our minds before we even play it. And for me, like as a piano player, I typically visualize the keyboard, but a couple of years ago I started learning guitar and I realized something very interesting. I had to build an entirely new visual map. My ears were still working, but I couldn't see the instrument yet. And that visualization piece is incredibly important. Now, music theory is the other side of the equation. Music theory is learning scales, intervals, chord types, harmonic relationships. It's learning how music is organized. And so the mistake happens when somebody learns all of those concepts but can't actually hear them. Eventually, these two systems begin working together and your ears recognize something. Your theory explains it, your brain stores it, and over time you build a huge library of musical patterns to where eventually you're not calculating everything anymore. You're recognizing it. Just like language, you know? You don't stop and analyze every word I'm saying right now. You recognize patterns automatically. So music works the same way. So here's where I would start. Step one is learning to match pitch. Now we're not trying to develop perfect pitch, we're trying to develop strong relative pitch. So the first skill is simply being able to hear a note and match it. Sounds simple, right? But instead of opening your DAW and hunting around the piano roll, try this. Sing a melody, record yourself singing it, and then find those notes on your keyboard. That's it. It's really simple, but incredibly powerful because this develops your ability to, number one, identify the keys, hear bass notes, be able to actually tune your 808s, and find the roots of chords. And so everything else builds on that skill. Next, take the melody, you record it, and figure it out on your keyboard. Notice I didn't say the piano roll. I want you to actually use the instrument. So the piano roll is just a picture of the keyboard anyways. So the reason this matters is because you're teaching your ears and your hands to communicate. And as you do this, you'll naturally begin to develop your ability to recognize intervals, visualization, scale awareness, and the familiarity with the instrument. And this is where the real ear training starts to happen. And now once you've found the notes, don't just stop there. Ask questions. What scale did I just use? What notes appear the most? What intervals am I hearing? Could these notes belong to another scale? And this is where ear training and music theory finally begin working together. You're no longer just copying sounds, like you're learning the language behind the sounds. And that's where real understanding starts to develop. If you do this consistently, music stops feeling random. You stop looking at notes as isolated pieces of information, and you start really understanding why things work. And when that happens, you stop guessing. You start creating intentionally. And that's exactly why I believe learning to play by ear is one of the most valuable skills a producer can develop. It's the difference between, I hope this works, and I know exactly what I'm hearing. So if you continue guessing, then what's going to happen is you're always going to need to guess. But if you intentionally build your ear, you'll gradually develop the ability to hear ideas and bring them into reality. So if you got value from this video, let me know in the comments. And if you're still trying to become a more musical producer, make sure you subscribe, because that's exactly what this channel is all about.